Hey there tech fans, Rick here again from the OREI team. In today's video, I'd like to show you how you can easily use the new ToVi system to create an HDMI switch relationship that allows you to share two different media streams with a remote location up to 100 meters away over a single IP connection. This new ToVi system from OREI provides a flexible and expandable AV over IP solution that allows you to create a lot of different relationships on that same network. For example, today I'll show you how to create an HDMI switch. You can also use this system to create an HDMI extender or an HDMI splitter, an HDMI matrix, or even a video wall controller, because the whole solution is software defined and you control what happens between the transmitter and the receiver through programming. Now, as part of this overview, I'll start with a basic understanding of how the system works, and I'll walk you through the menus on the graphical user interface to show you how you can create this relationship. And then I'll do a short demonstration as well to show you just how easy this solution will be to use. And the best part about the ToVi system is that it's completely software defined, so you can decide what kind of relationship exists between the transmitter modules and the receiver modules, and you can send the same media content to multiple remote locations at the same time, or in this example, decide between two different media content streams and send those to various locations across that network. So if you stay tuned next, I'll show you how the system works through the GUI, and then I'll come back and do that demonstration. To create an HDMI switch and extender relationship using the new ToVi system, you'll need two transmitter modules and a single receiver module. The two transmitter modules connect to the media devices that you'd like to share the content from with your remote location, and the receiver module connects to a single monitor at that remote location that you'd like to use for enjoying that content. So to start with, you'll connect both transmitter modules, the receiver module, and the network control hub to the PoE switch using a standard Cat6 or Cat7 cable. And then you can open a browser from any computer connected to that network and simply navigate to IP address 169.254.8.100. And once you do that, you'll be greeted by this welcome screen. You can simply add your credentials and click the login button to access the GUI. Now, the first time you enter the system, the network control hub has no idea what modules are on the network, so you have to search the network to find those modules and then register them. And this first page provides a wizard that allows you to do that really easily by just clicking the next button. But I'd like to show you how to do it a little bit more manually, so I'll close the wizard and confirm that I don't want to use the wizard. And that'll take me to the main page of the GUI. Now, along the left-hand side of the screen, you'll find several tabs that include Device, Matrix, Video Wall, and User. We'll stay in the Device tab for now. And this lists how many encoders and decoders are currently in the system. And they're both at 0 because we haven't scanned the network yet. So to do that, I'll scroll down a little further, and under Device, I can search Device via Wizard. Now when I click that button, it's going to do the same thing that would have happened if I clicked the next button on that first screen. So let me click that. And now it gives me three choices. Depending on what it finds, the devices can automatically be managed by the control box, or they can be managed by DHCP, or I can even assign a static IP if I'd like. I'm going to go with automatically managed by controller box, and I'll click next. Now the control box is scanning the network, again looking for modules it can identify. It's looking for transmitters and encoders, decoders and receivers. Anything it finds on the network that can respond to a ToVi command will show up once this finishes. And this takes about 15 or 20 seconds, maybe a little longer if you've got a big network and a lot of modules, but it's actually scanning that network, looking for everything out there that belongs inside of that ToVi system. And once this finishes, it allows you to add those devices to your system. Okay, it's finished, and now it's saying, would you like me to automatically add encoders and decoders to the system, or do you want me to just list them? Nope, I'd like you to add them, so I'll click next. Now it's going to confirm that. Stop searching and list them, or stop searching and add them to the system. Please add them to the system. Now watch these two tabs up top here. You'll see the encoder number increased to 2 because I've got two transmitter modules, and the decoder number is increased to 1. It's also still filling in information because it's querying those devices and handshaking with them and bringing back all that information into your control screen. So right now I found two encoders and a single decoder, which is exactly what we're looking for. And now, if I'd like to use these, to treat this as a switch, both of these transmitter modules are connected to different media devices, so it gives me a choice to switch between those two media streams for output on this single decoder. And the way I'll do that is go to the next tab, Matrix, and here you'll see the two input streams and a single output display monitor. So what I can do is I can simply drag either one of these input streams over to the output monitor, and that's what it'll display. If I'd like to switch to the other one, I'll just left click that and drag that over the monitor as well, and it changes to that one. So what you've created here is a digital switch that electronically can move media content from the two transmitters to that receiver over the network up to 100 meters away for display in that monitor. Now I'll show you just how easy it'll be to create an HDMI switching relationship using the new ToVi system. And for this demonstration, over here I've set up two transmitter modules that are connected to two small media players. One of those media players is displaying a static image of a game console, and the other media player is actually looping a video on this bottom monitor. That's the media content that I'd like to switch between and then share with my remote location up to 100 meters away. I've also connected both of these transmitters to the PoE switch as well as that network control hub, and I'm taking advantage of the local loopback functionality that these transmitters provide, which allows me to enjoy the content here at the primary side while I'm simultaneously sharing it with my remote locations. Over here I've set up a second monitor and a receiver module that's also connected to the PoE switch, and this represents that remote location where I'd like to enjoy the content from the primary location. The only connection I'll need to make is between this monitor and the receiver, and I've already connected a high-speed HDMI cable up to the monitor, and I'll plug that into the HDMI output port on the receiver. Now I've already set up the relationship between these two locations using that GUI, and you can see that I've got an image right there. That's one of the two input streams. If I'd like to switch to the other input stream, I can do that digitally by simply dragging it and dropping it on top of that monitor. Now it's going to take a second to switch, and there you go. So effectively what I'm doing is taking HDMI signals from those media players that have been converted into a network signal and sent across the network, convert it back into an HDMI signal for display in this monitor. But the real benefit is I've created a digital switch using this ToVi network that allows me to switch between both of these media streams using the software that's provided inside of the hub. And it really is just that easy to get it working. I hope that overview and demonstration were helpful in showing you just how flexible this new ToVi system from OREI really is. It's a software-defined solution that allows you to quickly set up a relationship between the transmitter modules and the receiver modules to distribute all of your media content to multiple remote locations at the same time. And the best part about the solution is that you control exactly what those relationships are. So for example, today I showed you how to create an HDMI switch relationship that allowed you to distribute two different media streams to a single remote location and then easily switch between them using the software. But you can also use the system to create an HDMI extension relationship where the same content is sent to one location. You could set it up as an HDMI multiplexer where you have multiple input streams to multiple output locations. And you can even use it to create a gigantic video wall at one of your locations where that single media stream is broken into 4 different parts for display on a gigantic video wall. And all of that is controlled through the software inside of the control hub, and you can access that by simply opening a web browser and pointing it directly at the hub. The product fully supports 4K ultra high definition media content, and it's both HDMI 2.0b as well as HDCP 2.2 compliant, which means it's plug and play compatible with a wide range of modern media equipment. Everything you need to get started is included with the kit, and with a few simple connections you can be up and running in no time. So until next time, thanks again for watching.